topic we started was called as accounting from incomplete records. And we basically discussed one simple format with an example, a fruit vendor, and we learn how to find out the property in case of incomplete records. कुछ इस तरीके से फॉर्मेट था, capital at the end of the year. We take the capital at the end of the year. In that particular capital, we add back few things. For example, we add back drawings during the year. We subtract additional capital introduced and then we subtract capital at beginning of the year. And we get a final answer that is called as net profit for the year. We saw the logic behind why things are added, why things are subtracted in the last session with 2 or 3 examples. Now the next big question was how to find out the capital at the end of the year or capital at the beginning of the year. That is the next big thing we need to learn. So how to find out capital at the end of the year and at the start of the year? It's very simple. We take all the assets. From those assets, we subtract all the external liabilities. I talked about it. What are external liabilities? This will be called as statement of capital employed. Particulars, rupees and rupees. Then I'll take all the assets. Now take only those assets which are really assets. What does it mean, sir? Sir, land and building is an asset. Land is an asset. Land and building is an asset. Plant and machinery is an asset. Computers, equipments are assets. Stock, that is closing stock as per balance sheet. Cash balance, bank balance, status, any kind of prepaid expenses. All this shall classify as assets. What won't qualify as an asset? What will not be qualified as an asset? कौन सी चीजें assets में नहीं आएंगी? What things shall not be considered as an asset? There is something called as fictitious assets. There is something called as fictitious assets. Any idea what is a fictitious assets? Fictitious is something that is there in the balance sheet. It looks like an asset, but it is actually not an asset. Two best examples: deferred revenue expenses, and second, profit and loss account on the asset side. Deferred revenue expenses, those expenses which have been incurred. Normally, whatever expenses are incurred, they are debited to P&L account at the end of the year. Basic rule. Expenses should be shown on the debit side of P&L account. So imagine we launch a new product and we spend rupees 10 lakhs on launching a new product. And we feel that uska benefit apne ko next 5 years ke liye milega. That 10 lakh rupees spent will benefit us for the next 5 years. What we do? We divide that 10 lakhs into 5 years. Every year we show 2 lakh as an expenses. Sir, kharcha to pura accept kar liya. You have spent the whole amount at one go. How much is the amount spent while launching the new product? So 10 lakh rupees. So 10 lakh rupees. How much is the amount debited to profit and loss account? So 2 lakh rupees. What about the remaining 8 lakhs? Those 8 lakhs will be shown at the end of the first year in the balance sheet on the asset side as a deferred advertisement expenditure. Deferred means expenses have been incurred but not yet. They have been delayed to be recognized as an expense. खर्चा कर दिया हमने, but उसको हमने अब तक identify recognize नहीं. The proper word is recognize नहीं किया उसको हमने. We have incurred the expenditure, but we have not recognized those expenditures in my profit and loss account. Out of 10 lakhs, we have recognized. That is, we have debited only how much? How much will be shown in the balance sheet at the end of the first year? 8 lakhs. Second year again, out of 8 lakhs, I will show 2 lakhs. At the end of the second year, 6 lakhs will be shown in the balance sheet. Every year balance में 2 lakh रुपया कम होते जाएगा. And at the end of the 5th year, the whole amount will be debited to the P&L account. That is called as a deferred. Deferred means delayed revenue expenses. Expenses incurred but not yet recognized in the financial statements, in the P&L account, in the income statement. So this is an expenditure incurred. It is not an asset, but just because it has a debit balance, we show it on the asset side in the balance sheet. Same way, any loss of P&L account. Normally, P&L account profit is added to the capital account, and loss is subtracted from the capital account. But if I don't subtract the loss from the capital account, I can show it on the asset side as a loss. Debit balance. All the debit balance can be shown on the asset side. So P&L account debit balance is a loss. If it is shown on the asset side, it is a fictitious asset. Those two items shall not be considered while working out this calculation. So I take all the assets. यहाँ पे मैं लिखूँ मेरा total assets. इसका total हो गया. Out of this, I will subtract all the liabilities. When I say liabilities, I am talking about external liabilities, bank OD, it is overdraft, creditors, loan from bank, loan from friends, loan from wife. I told you business के लिए relations doesn't matter. So I am taking a loan from my wife, it is a external liability. I am taking a loan from my friends, external liability. I am taking loan from my daughter, external liability. Any kind of outstanding expenses, external liability. Here I will do the total of the liabilities. If it is the total of the assets, so sorry. Here I will do the total of the liabilities, here I will do the total of the assets. And after subtracting this two, what I get the final answer is called as nothing but the capital employed. Now, if I do this at the start of the year, this will be called as opening capital employed. That is capital employed at the beginning of the year. If I do this at the end of the year, it shall be called as closing capital employed. Capital employed at the end of the year. Okay, forget about end of the year and start of the year. Normally, we shall be given 2 years. Let us say first year is 2009. Second year is 2010. So, अपना current year होगा 2010. My current year will be 2010. So, this will become my closing capital. And 2009 previous year का जो capital होगा उसको हम लोग बोलेंगे opening capital. Are you getting me? Are you getting me? Are you getting the format? Total asset minus total liabilities. So liabilities में क्या क्या नहीं लेना है? So liabilities में क्या क्या नहीं लेना है? Don't take reserves, any kind of reserves. Don't take profit and loss account, if at all given in the problem. Don't take capital given in the balance sheet. These three items will not appear in the liabilities. Even though they appear on the liability side, they won't be considered while calculating the capital employed. Even don't consider drawings and all, because drawings से हम लोग बाद में adjustments करने ही वाले हैं. Is that clear to all? Any queries? Any questions? Be loud. Pardon? Profit and loss suspense account, if at all given in the problem, they will specify something. There will be some adjustment regarding profit and loss suspense account. Whether it is a difference because of some errors, or is it some expenditure incurred but not yet adjusted anywhere. They will specify. I can't answer whether it is fictitious or not. I will say 99 out of 100 times it won't be fictitious. There will be some adjustment depending upon the question. We need to decide what should be done in case of profit and loss suspense account. As the name indicates suspense, that suspense will be revealed by the adjustment. Question has to reveal something. See, everything depends upon the problem. We are no one to decide क्या करना है. Question decide करेगा add करना है, less करना है, plus करना है, minus करना है, क्या करना है. We are no one to decide what is supposed to be done. Is that clear to all? Pakka? All clear? Okay. Let's read this question now. Let's read this question now. Question number 1. Visible? Assets and liabilities of Mr. X as on 31st March 2011, 2021 and 2022 are as follows. Building, furniture, inventory, debtors, cash, bank. Liabilities में loans and creditors. Then they are given some additional information. Let's read the question first. Anyone who is not able to read the question, if they feel the font is small, please come ahead. I'll be more happy for you. They decided to depreciate building by 2.5% per annum and furniture by 10% per annum. One life insurance policy of the proprietor was matured during the period. An amount of 40,000 is retained in the business. Proprietor took 2,000 per month for meeting family expenses. Prepare a statement of affairs as on 31st March 2021 and 31st March 2022. भाई और बहनों, हम सीख रहे हैं हाउ टू फाइंड आउट द ओपनिंग एंड द क्लोजिंग कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड. We are trying to learn something called as how to find out the opening and the closing capital employed. Okay, sir, we are given some info. Assets दिया हुआ, liabilities दिया, बहुत सिंपल है सर. 2 years का info. Normally अपने क्वेश्चन में हमेशा 2 years का info. Will always give us 2 years information. Okay, अब करना क्या है सर? We need to prepare something called as a statement of affairs. I'll give the heading statement of affairs as on 31st March 2021 and 31st March 2022. Particulars rupees and rupees. यहाँ पर आएगा अपना हेडिंग एसेट्स. Leave 8 to 10 lines less liabilities. What are the assets we have? Building 1 lakh. We are doing only for the first year right now. Furniture 50,000. Inventory stock. अरे भैया बच्चा लोग, inventory means stock. Then we have debtors. Then we have cash at bank, that is bank balance. Then we have cash in hand, that is cash balance. Here comes my total. Any queries still here? Less liabilities, we have got 2 liabilities. One is loans, and second one is creditors. Loans are 1 lakh, creditors are 40,000. Again, we'll do the total here. Will be 1 lakh 40. What about the second year, sir? The second year liabilities we know very well. Look at this. 80 and 70. I'll put here 80,000 and 70,000. So total comes to 1 lakh 50. What are the assets? So we know inventory. So we know inventory, debtors, cash, and bank. Put those things. What do we know? 270, 90, 85, and 32. The total comes to. So what about these two assets, building and furniture? यहाँ पे question mark raise किया है. They have raised a question mark here. What should I do here? Exactly. In case of building, there's a we are no one to decide क्या करना है. Question decides क्या करना है. The question says they have decided to depreciate building by 2.5%. So here I will take 1 lakh minus 2.5%. That comes to 2,500. For building it is 10%. So 50,000 minus 10%, 45,000. Any queries? Any queries? Last bench. Oh, last bench. Good morning. Okay. Are you getting me? पक्का? इतने नहीं बोला मैंने कुछ भी. पेन तोड़ देता बच्चे लोग का लिखेगा तो एक जमाने में. अभी नहीं तोड़ता, अभी डर लगता बच्चे से. पेन तोड़ेगा तो कंप्लेंट करेगा वो. चलो आगे. What next? What next? Sir, will subtract total assets minus total liabilities. I'll get my capital employed. I'll get my capital employed. This will be 3,81,200 minus 1,40,000, and this will be 590,700 minus 1,50,000. तो ड्राइंग से कुछ नहीं किया आपने, बच्चा ड्राइंग से यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं करता. नीचे ड्राइंग्स दिया है ना. Proprietor took 2000 per month for meeting family expenses. Sir, family expenses are personal expenses. Anything that is personal is called as. Any questions? Second point. Sir, he has also matured an insurance policy. Sir, इस बंदे का एक लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी था जो मैच्योर हो गया. This guy had a life insurance policy which matured. Now tell me, my personal expenses को आप क्या बोलते हो? Drawings. तो भाई लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी बिजनेस का इन्वेस्टमेंट है क्या? लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी इज माय पर्सनल एसेट. Technically, any money received by maturity of a life insurance policy should be my personal asset, but I have retained that money in the. मैं नहीं बोलता ऐसा, मैंने नहीं बोला ऐसा, क्वेश्चन बोल रहा है भाई. Question is very clear, my dear friends. Question says that boss, the insurance policy was matured and the amount is retained. When I say retained, matlab the amount is invested in the. And I call this as additional capital introduced during the year. All of you, कोनो सवाल? भाई और बहनों कोनो सवाल? पक्का? All of you getting my points very clear. Understanding the things are very important. एक बार नहीं लिखेगा चलेगा, समझना ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है, छापना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. छापने के लिए अपने पास मशीन्स है, समझने के लिए मशीन्स नहीं है. Is that clear to all? Yes. आता क्या है? सर क्वेश्चन में इतना ही बोला था. हाँ इतना ही बोला था, हम थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा करेंगे. अच्छा बच्चा, मैंने इसको कहा था कुछ और नाम दिया था. स्टेटमेंट ऑफ कैपिटल, इसी का एक टेक्निकल नाम है स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अफेयर्स. तुमने तुम्हारे बिजनेस में क्या किया, कितना एसेट्स और कितना लायबिलिटीज कमाया या गवाया, उसको लेके जो हम लोग एक स्टेटमेंट ऑफ दैट इज कॉल्ड द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अफेयर्स. इज दैट क्लियर? इट्स नो सर. सो व्हाट अबाउट द प्रॉफिट? अरे भैया प्रॉफिट कहाँ है? सर बोला ही नहीं क्वेश्चन में. अच्छा नहीं बोला तो क्या हुआ, हम थोड़ा ज्यादा कर लेंगे. सर क्वेश्चन वाज वेरी क्लियर. क्वेश्चन वांटेड ओनली प्रिपेयर स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अफेयर्स एज ऑन 31st March 2021 एंड 31st March 2022. अच्छा हमने तो वो कर दिया सर. लेकिन माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, हम एक कदम थोड़ा आगे बढ़ेंगे. हम बनाएंगे स्टेटमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट. फॉर्मेट याद है? बचपन में कभी किया था हमने? क्या फॉर्मेट था सर? सर फॉर्मेट क्या था, कुछ याद करो बच्चा. फॉर्मेट क्या था, याद करो बच्चा. सर हम लिखते थे सबसे पहले कैपिटल एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर. सर हाउ मच इज माय कैपिटल एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर? सर ये देखो ना, ये मेरा. अच्छा मैंने कॉलम नहीं बनाया यहाँ पे, मैं यहाँ पे ऐड करता हूँ. डेट वाला कॉलम मैंने ऐड नहीं किया. रो, सॉरी कॉलम नहीं, रो. Here it is 31st March 2021. This is 31st March 2022. ओके सर, ये जो करंट ईयर है ना, तो ये अपना करंट ईयर है. इसका जो कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड आया ना, ये अपना क्लोजिंग कैपिटल है. और सर ये लास्ट ईयर, प्रीवियस ईयर बोलेंगे, इसको हम क्या कहेंगे बच्चा? सर ये पीवाई मतलब प्रीवियस ईयर, सीवाई मतलब सर प्रीवियस ईयर का जो कैपिटल एम्प्लॉयड है वो अपना कैपिटल एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द ईयर है. सर वो लास्ट ईयर का क्लोजिंग है. सर वो लास्ट ईयर का क्लोजिंग है. लास्ट ईयर का क्लोजिंग करंट ईयर का क्या हो जाता है? ओपनिंग. सर लास्ट ईयर का क्लोजिंग कैपिटल करंट ईयर का क्या हो जाएगा? ओपनिंग कैपिटल। तो मैं यहाँ पे लेगा कैपिटल एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर, क्लोजिंग लेगा 440 700। सर मैं लेस कहीं ना कहीं पे नीचे यहाँ पे करता हूँ, कैपिटल एट बिगिनिंग ऑफ द ईयर, दैट इज ओपनिंग कैपिटल। कितना है सर? 241 200। देन वी हैड सम ड्राइंग्स, भाई और बहनों, ड्राइंग्स ड्यूरिंग द ईयर। Hear me for the spelling errors. My laptop, this laptop's keyboard is not working proper. I can't press certain buttons. I can't press the round bracket. That's why I'm using the square bracket. बच्चा लोग, how much is the family expenses? 2000 per month बोला है. So annually it will become how much? ये add back करेंगे हम लोग. Add क्यों करना है सर? अरे सर हमने लास्ट लेक्चर में डिस्कस किया था ना सर, whatever is not business expenses should be removed from the P&L account. सर P&L अकाउंट से खर्चा निकाल देगा तो प्रॉफिट क्या हो जाएगा? बढ़ेगा, इसके लिए ऐड कर दो। तो ये ऐड किया तो हम लोग क्या लेस करेंगे सर? एडिशनल कैपिटल इंट्रोड्यूस्ड ड्यूरिंग द ईयर। कितना कितना था? तो ये रहा 40,000 था सर। LIC का पॉलिसी मैच्योर हुआ, बंदे ने पैसा घर पे नहीं लेके गया, बिजनेस में लेके आया और बिजनेस में ही रिटेन किया। ये 40,000 लेस करेंगे, ये सब ऐड लेस करके जो फाइनल आंसर आएगा दैट शैल बी माय नेट प्रॉफिट फॉर द ईयर। 1 2 3 and 4. So here is my net profit for the year. How much? Are you getting me? Are you getting me? बच्चा लोग आ रहा है कि जा रहा है दिमाग से? समझ में आवत है कि सर के ऊपर से जावत है? All of you, are you getting me? पक्का?